To be surrounded by friends, to have a good bottle of wine, good bread, oil on the table, and to have lightness around me. The ideas are like mushrooms. You need to go in the tree and try to find at the right time, in the right place, and to have also a lot of chance. So the ideas to build a new creation or something are like mushrooms. You should go and try to catch them. The second part of the story is that with the mushroom you should cook the mushroom. And cooking is full of art, is a project where you should manage the time, because to prepare something you have an amount of time that in general is very precise and and short, for example in the big project. So cooking is a fight with the time. I love cooking. Yeah, I love also when I am alone at home. It's something that I learned from my grandmother. For her, it was important to take the time to cook, and cooking is a form of meditation, we can say, if you do and love. So it's beautiful. It's not me. It's like that you are in a dance room during a big feast, and you start to have the pleasure in your body to dance with someone, and then at the other side of the room you see other two eyes that look in your direction. So the best form, we never do in the company casting and this kind of things. It's always a strange things that happen between actors that want to work with us and the company, not just with me, but with everybody. I think that is something like this, is something like chemistry also, because the company will live together during months and months, so we need to respect also a kind of equilibrium. So we need also to find persons that are not just good actors, but are people that can be with the right energy to be part of that family that in some case is long time that exists. There are actors like Bici that is more than 25 years that she worked with us, maybe more. So Orlando, and so it's very important to take care of this kind of equilibrium. When we went in Melikovo with Maria, we started to count how many steps you needed to do to go from the dacha to the small house where he was used to write. We have started to count because in the book that we found that he wrote, Chekhov, we have found the notes, for example, where he say how many steps was big San Pietro in Roma. So we have this custom to count the steps. So we have started to count the steps that he used to count by himself at home. I know that is not crazy things, but what I do is not crazy. In general, is try to find a form to catch small details that can help an actor, a person, to understand who we are, to understand or to take in your hand or you put in your pocket something that is not just a symbolic, but is a piece of reality. So how many steps They are from the bathroom to the dacha, and from the dacha to the studio of Chekhov. Because why we have count is because we know that he was used to count. So that number, that if decided to build that house with this distance, means maybe something, maybe not. I am sure that means something. It's not crazy, it's just the details. And the show is full of this kind of details that are a secret structure, narrative structure. On top of this small, strange narrative structure, you can put soul, you can put life, you can put things that are much more consistent, like a piece of meat. But before, to cook something, you need to prepare a music. You need to prepare the fire. And the fire is like a music. So, and then when the music is there, when something that is like the movement of the fire, you can put the piece of meat. So the details for me is the fire. When I started to think in something new, I always start to think in the light. The photography don't exist without light. Zero light, zero photo. And each thing that you put in front of you, in front of a camera, started to be different and can be very different. Everything depends of the form that you light this object. When we started to put this question, and we're talking about the life or the human of the soul, how you light the soul. So this kind of form to think or to start the creation coming directly from my relation with my father. I grew in a dark room, and since then I think that my parents create images, and me, I've started to put in movement these images. Until the moment that started to exist the digital, I was always around the world with the camera, and then I let go. I take picture with my phone, but I absolutely let go the photography. At that age, it's so important maybe to do like a journey, to do something that make like a ritual, a difference between the past and the future, initiation. So for me, at that moment was the military service in Switzerland is something that you should do. You have not. Now it's a little bit changed, but at that time was absolutely you needed to do any other option or go to the jail. So I prefer to do a journey and go to help in India, working with in different institutions. I work also with Mater Teresa during different months. I met her working in Calcutta. She was a person with a very strong energy, like a small insect, working, go, try to do, don't lose time, try to help much as possible. And she was also with a very deep calm. And when I come back, I went to the jail for a small period of holidays. So they said that I am a clown, a man that love and share stories. So in general, when I sit in front of some new actor, I ask him to tell me a story. I can hear during days and nights people tell stories. So I am a good spectator. That's what I can tell to a child. I love go do trekking in mountain. I love sailing. I love live in hotels. I am not a man that want to stay in a place. I am always, when I am in a place, I start to think, okay, and tomorrow what will happen? I love travel, and I have so many places that I want to discover. So I love so many things. In the night, if I am in mountain, I have chance to walk outside. If I am in some cities, walking under the rain, if it's possible, in the sea, go to sailing, and maybe each time discover a new animal that don't exist.